Envy right now, he got smoked with Kevin Samuels.
Who?
Kevin Samuels.
Who got smoked with him?
DJ Envy.
Why?
He was speaking bad on Kevin Samuels, talking about, how he used to be outside the Hermes shop and trying to, he was trying to downplay Kevin Samuels. And he was talking to some chick on the phone, and, she was kind of saying how she don't agree with Kevin Samuels, and DJ Envy kind of like rolled her coattail and, said some derogatory things about Kevin Samuels.
See, you gotta take the personal out. They gotta learn how to take the personal out when they doing these things.
Kevin Samuels, to me, he makes a lot of valid points. And we need to, it's corny to me when people start talking about Kevin Samuels and the first thing they want to throw out there is that they think he's gay.
Do not squander time.
What in the hell does that have to do with the message he's sending?
Right. Even
though, and shout out to Lord Jamal and the Yada Mean Godcast. If you haven't checked that out, I urge you to check that out. I rocks with Lord Jamal. But he made a valid point.
Right.
He kind of said he agrees with what, a lot of the things that Kevin Samuels said. But he also stated, but what's the intent? Is he saying it like, I'm telling my sisters this because I love them?
Right.
Or is there another agenda?
I think it's another agenda. I don't think it's because he loves them. Because
I think that's valid.
What's valid?
What you're saying?
Oh, okay. I don't think it's because he loved the sisters is why he's doing it. I mean, he's had some. I've heard some things about him himself with him and his daughter. He has issues and things like that. But that's his personal life. I don't know anything about that. But as far as him, I'm just saying, I don't know if he loved the sisters enough. I seen how he treat him, hang the phone up on him, call him certain names. You can't love him, be sending that type of message. To be doing it. I mean, I'm not saying he's wrong. A lot of stuff is wrong. Because I actually listen to him sometimes, and he's a very, very entertaining person. And he has a lot of knowledge as well, though. He's just not some, dude just walked up on, on the set and just started talking.
Right.
But, I don't think it's out of love for women. That's not what I think.
Yeah, I can't decide that right now. I think more about him as a man and his history will have to come out before I say the intent. So, but right now I just focus on the message. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't agree with his delivery and the way he says some of the things that he says, but a lot of things he do say be like spot on. Like,
yeah, but why not have a presentation that attracts people? Look, everything he says. Everybody's not gonna like what everything that you. I'm talking about as far as when he's talking to the females.
Right.
I mean, he comes off as a more of a colder, like a more of a pushover type instead of a loving type. Instead of say, yo, look,
I agree with that.
Instead of saying, yo, shorty, I'm trying to put you on the game.
But the only thing that prevents me from criticizing him for that is a lot of these women need to hear it like that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Just think about it like
maybe.
Think about it like this though, E. When you were younger
mm-hmm.
and doing the crazy stuff you was doing as a kid,
right?
If your mama said, "Yo, E," and son, please don't do that because it's not nice. It's not. I raised you better than that.
You know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, Mom, we're cool.
Or when your mom or dad would be like, boy, if you take your ass down there one more time, you just gonna be waiting. Like sometimes that tone is warranted. You know what I mean? And I've seen some chicks on there where I felt like they didn't deserve the type of energy he gave them. But then I saw there was a whole lot where I feel like they did deserve it. And let's be clear about something else too. When it comes to Kevin Samuels, I've seen him destroy dudes the same way that he do women, off of some of the ignorant stuff that they say.
I don't know. I ain't seen him. You got the post one.
Yeah, he get it in. He get in the dude's suit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean.
Well, look, I don't have anything against Kevin Samuels, and I'm not saying that he's a bully or anything, but you know, I'm not just riding. You know, when we just jumped into this, or not forget about the Kwame Brown situation.
Checking the bully.
Yeah, but look, I just think that sometimes there are a way to do things. There are a way to do things.
Sometimes you gotta. You know, sometimes you have to be aggressive.
And I'm not saying that there's some people that don't need somebody to lay it on them just like that sometimes. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But do every woman warrant that? Do every guy warrant that? I don't think so. So I think it's all in the person that you're engaging with. You know what I'm saying? How you engaging with.
I mean, however you want to twist it and turn it.
No, I'm not twisting it and turning it.
No, I'm just speaking in general terms. His method has been highly successful for him. His channel is really growing. I'm seeing him doing all these interviews, and you know he's all over the place.
He is.
I would probably say him and Charleston White. I've seen those two over the past 12 months grow faster than any other internet people.
They've been growing fast. They've been growing. They've been growing. I've been watching them as well.
Most definitely.
But when you're in the business, you got to watch stuff like that. You got to figure out. You got to see where everyone is, where you're trying to get to, how you're going to get there. You see, these things are marketing schemes and marketing plans.
That's a fact.
That's it.
So, you know, shout out to those brothers. Shout out to Charleston White. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, who, you know, the Godfather. I actually, like I said, I agree with a lot of his points, but at the same time, I understand why people criticize him. Right. But for the record, him being gay has nothing to do with it.
That's all that. I don't like that. See, I mean, look, a person can be whatever they want to be, whether they tell you or not. That's their business.
You're not they ain't even focused on what he's saying. They talking about how he look. Like every response video I see with these women going at Kevin Samuels,
he probably gay.
They do not really discuss the points that he was trying to make, and they just talking about how he look, how he dressed, he must be gay. You know what I mean? To me, that's corny.
Women can do that. Men can't do it.
It's corny.
Women, that's what women do.
Even when women do it, it's corny.
But listen, this is what women do. Women do that. So, I mean, I don't know how you're going to take that. Now, if I see a guy doing it, that's a different thing. A guy doing it is different for me, but a woman thinking that's what they do.
But
that's how they talk. That's how they act.
Guys really speaking out. Most men,
like my grandma,
most men that I've seen, actually who watch Kevin Samuels,
right?
They really support. He's getting more support from dudes.
Listen, I know one person he couldn't stand up against on the telephone in a conference call or whatever.
Who was that?
My grandma, Carrie Dale.
Shout out to Carrie Dale.
Listen, my grandma, if she could tune in from heaven and get Kevin Samuels one last time, if God would let her, man, she would straighten Kevin Samuels out. He wouldn't be the same after my grandma. I promise you that.
I don't know. He probably would mute.
Listen, he'll be scared to mute it. He'll be like, cause I know Carrie Dale gonna pull up. She can pull up in that big blue.
And that's the boy, that is so entertaining to me. It be so funny, man. Like because a lot of these chicks that go on his show, you can tell they used to talking over people.
Some of them, but look, they are some chicks on his show that's just outrageous. I'm like, come on, man. You expect a guy to wait a year or this long to have sex with you? You think he's gonna be interested? Guy's not interested in you like that, to be buddies. I'm not taking you out spending my money. I'm working hard all week, and you know what I mean. This is my check, and I'm taking you out, and I'm gonna get you that little take you over to the Mexican restaurant, and get you that nacho that you like so much. Shit.
So
excuse my language.
I mean, being that we on this topic, how long would you wait? How long would you wait for sex? Fellas, in the comment section, just tuned in. Just give me throw some numbers out there. How long would you guys be willing to wait?
Let me make this disclaimer.
For sex.
Let me make this disclaimer. I'm glad I'm married, so let me just say that. But I don't know if I'm kind of like the first day guy.
Okay.
I'm like, I want to be interested. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You know what I mean?
Like,
I ain't waiting no longer than 2 weeks. I ain't doing that. No, I'm just telling you. After 2 weeks, I lose interest.
2 weeks?
I start looking at
something. You got 2 weeks to give it up.
I start looking at something else. I start eyeing something else after 2 weeks. If I didn't have a woman and I was single and I'm out here in the street and I'm kicking it, look, and I'm moving on. I can take care of myself and all that. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Right. If I'm out in the streets, if I'm with meet a woman, look, I'm not waiting on, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I get with you. Just holler at me. You know what I mean? Might have a stripper coming to the crib or something. I mean, I don't know.
I'll probably say it. It really, I can't even like give it in days because it really depends on how the dates are going. You know what I mean? I know this. I'm not gonna be hanging out with you for
all my first dates go well.
Listen, we not gonna talk about your back in the days extracurricular activities.
No, I'm just saying all my first dates went well.
Yo, my man Sean said 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Sean,
Sean.
You know what, Sean? That's about. I put it to you like this: 2 weeks worth of time. Because you know more than likely you're not gonna see that person every day.
Right.
So if you take that in consideration,
right,
and if the dates are going well, and you know it's good energy or whatever, I think once we start spending a lot of time together, it has to happen.
Yeah, I think real talk though, for real. I think that, like you said, it's just all in the person. Because if you meet somebody though that you really like, listen, your intentions is never. A man's intentions is not to wait long.
Right.
Let's just throw that out there, because no man wants to wait long. But if it's a person that I guess he sees in a different light, you know what I mean, a different way, it may, you know what I mean, take him a little time. He may want to work with it, but I mean, look.
Because some brothers would think quite the opposite. Some brothers may think if she give it up on the first date, that's not my type of chick. You feel what I'm saying? They might feel like she's, loose or whatever the case may be.
She make me feel like I want to marry her.
Now, me personally, I wouldn't hold that against them. You know what I mean? But you got some brothers who might.
I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, man. I mean, my thing is this. I heard we always say, look, I don't want to mess with this chick she ran through, but I mean, you just ran through a whole bunch of chicks yourself.
Yo, Miko said you might have just lost a few of your female supporters.
Hey, look, it's cool. I'm just saying. When I was in the street, listen. When I was out there in the street, I didn't play no games. I let it be known from the jump. But I ain't got time to be playing. I'm not a kid. I'm not a child. You know what I'm saying? So if we gonna kick it and I want to kick it with you, we gonna be in the friend zone. And if something happen later, you know what I mean, you can catch me on the back tail because I may be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? But that was just me. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
most men, like, this is what women gotta understand. Like, yo, most men are, if not nymphos, borderline nympho. You know what I mean? Like, we physical. We are more physical.
We are.
Well, where the woman maybe is probably more mental, you know what I mean? But if you really, I put it to you like this: if a chick knows how to be a freak with class, if that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense. They are those.
Because you don't want a woman that everybody been with, but at the same time, if she knows how to move appropriately, where her name hasn't been drugged, and it's somebody who got that thing, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we can make that work.
But listen,
well, I'm not gonna hold it against you for
a woman
sleeping with me on the first night.
Right, but for a woman moving like that, is taught or is seen through other people's experiences. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some women that seen their moms go through it and it was like, nah, this is not how this is happening. You know what I'm saying? There, you do have those women out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You have some women that just, they may not want to rock with this dude, and he may took out on 1,000 dates, but she might meet this dude and just want to rock with him and like, yo, I'm feeling this vibe and tonight's my night. You know what I mean? You just never know.
Yeah, because the coochie is actually supposed to be a prized possession that you just don't give away freely. I mean, technically, like from birth, we men are taught to conquer, and women are supposed to be taught that they possess a diamond.
So you're saying don't give it up on the first date unless he earned it on the first date, man.
And you can't give it to everybody.
No, you can't do that. Listen, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying, when you, like you said, it comes with maturity. When you mature, you think this way. We can think this way now as mature men. Right. But as young men growing up 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, you're not having a conversation with yourself on how you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're trying to settle down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're not having a conversation with yourself like, yo, the day when you wake up, you're like, yeah, I'm going over here, I'm going back across town, I'm gonna see old shorty, and you know what I mean? That's how you thinking. You're not thinking like on a level like you thinking now, because now you have responsibilities. See, life turns different when you have responsibilities. So that's why we can't think like that as if we was juveniles. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then it was a hot topic on the Kevin Samuels show, so like where he was talking about. it's funny, but it's not funny. But he was telling the chick. He told his chick that, he was like, baby, you got 3 kids, man. 3 of them. And you get ready to make this next man wait till you get married to have sex.
Right. He's seen the kids run around. And
he was basically telling her, what he said was, what do you know that has been used where the value increases? And basically what he was saying was, your coochie done popped out 3 kids.
There's not a lot of value in that. That's what he's saying. I don't think he should have said that to her though.
But he was saying that, so you gonna make this last dude that know you done had sex.
Yeah, but he could have used a better analogy. I think that listen, I'm not saying he's wrong, but he could have used a better analogy. See, we want to do these things and we want to have these relations with women and all these things, but we want to talk to them. You know what I mean? Crazy. You can't do that, man. He could have used a better analogy. That's just me. I ain't saying he wrong, but
I'm just saying.
Like it.
I just thought it was an interesting conversation because you had people on both sides of the fence where people was basically like, yeah, hell yeah. Then you had some people that was like, she could have learned from her prior experiences that maybe I don't need to give it out right away. Maybe I need to make this dude earn it. You understand what I'm saying? So it was good, valid points on both sides of the.
And if he feeling her and he like her and want to be around her, guess what he gonna do? He gonna earn it.
No doubt.
He gonna try to earn it. But look, you do have people like that. But I'm just saying, a lot of young men are just not thinking like that.
So would you consider Kevin Samuels a bully? Because that's the tone of the show. We talking about the bullies. Kwame Brown was bullied.
I will consider him a little bit of a bully.
So Kevin Samuels is.
I'm not saying he's a terrible guy, bad guy. I think the way his approach is. Some things it's bullyish a little bit. It's not for love. If it's not for love, then what is it for? If it's not to redirect and help, what is it for? You're not there to coach. What is it for?
I agree.
So that's all I'm saying, because when you say certain things, like you made the analogy about the value of a woman's, you know what I mean? Look at it like this. I can tell you the value of it. You're going to ask any man in the streets, because he still, I don't care if she got 3 kids, 4 kids, if he like her, he going to be with her. Okay. It don't even matter. So I just think it's a little bullyish, but hey, that's just me. Some people don't. I'm just on the other side of the fence.
So let's get into this last topic.
Okay.
Before we get up out of here. Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal.
Right. Mal, right.
I'm talking about Mal. There is going to be a new chapter in the Joe Budden podcast where Rory and Mal are no longer on the show.
Yeah, they got fired.
Yeah, and it's I personally hate to see people build things up, and once it reaches the heights of its success, it fall apart. Mm-hmm. You see it over and over and over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many examples of it that, it ain't even no need for me to name it. But once money gets involved and, people, they grow apart. Yeah. One thing that I don't like, first of all, let me just say this. Joe Budden is the star of the show. If there is no Joe Budden, that podcast does not be as successful as it was. But I do think Mal and Rory added their own flavor to it, and made it,
I don't know. They made it okay.
They did their jobs.
Yeah. They did what they was asked to do.
He did what they was asked to do, and they did it very well. Like being the sidekicks or whatever you want to call it.
So why they get fired? Because they wanted more money?
Joe Budden's argument is that you guys were bringing in these lawyers and accountants and different things like that, that he felt some type of way about them doing it. And it caused a divide.
Bringing in and trying to figure out, like, where the money at, how much he getting, why we not getting this, and all the...
Well, they both, now this is just according to their interview that they did, they both recognized that he was the star of the show, and they felt like his percentage should be greater, but they just wanted to get what they were entitled to, and they felt like they were not.
Okay, but what
according to the contracts that they signed,
what the contracts say?
That they weren't on salary, they were on a percentage. So whatever the percentage gross of the show was, they were entitled to a certain percentage of it. Where Joe Budden, they felt like he wanted them off the show so he could hire people and put them on salary, and he could, if he put somebody on salary, his money would grow.
Right.
Rather than those percentages. There were several. It's a sad thing. It's real messy. The only thing I didn't like that Joe Budden said was, if they start their own, he's gonna sue.
Oh man, come on now.
And to me, that's corny.
Yeah, that's real corny.
Now I don't know the backstory to that. Like, I do not know. Like, maybe him saying that was because maybe they came at him that way, or something like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. He talking about suing them for starting the show. Like he owned them or something.
Right.
Now, unless they have some type of clause in their contract.
And that's what I'm saying. But even with that clause.
A no-compete clause, listen, if you got a no-compete clause, I mean, look, unless this contract wasn't signed or brought about in good faith some way, or someone somehow, I don't know, maybe didn't understand something in the contract, or someone knew they didn't understand it and proceed with it. I mean, it's going to have to be something. They're going to have to find something. You know what I mean? For that contract to be void.
I just think that's, what I'm saying? Like, it's like this, man. Like, if you fire somebody and then you telling them that they can't, go on and do other things in the same field. I mean, to me, that's just corny. Like, the only justification I could give Joe Budden for that, like, maybe if it wasn't discussed in the public and there's something going on behind closed doors where maybe they came at him that way. And
still don't say that, though. Joe Budden still shouldn't have said that. I mean, look, if you, listen, that's just like, we partners, something happen, I'm going to just go on, you go on. I'm not going to be trying to beef and say all crazy stuff. You know how small that is? Look, you mean to tell me you got a platform and you're gonna fire your people, and then you're gonna go back and forth with them on social media? If they're saying whatever they're saying, if it happens to be true, or if they being mistreated in some way or not being paid what they're supposed to be being paid, then yeah, that's a problem. Go start your own. You don't own these people, man. I don't like see that stuff like that. Now that's bullying.
That's how I took it. Like I can't think of no circumstance where, which this probably would never happen because our relationship is different.
You're right.
But let's just say it came down to it where we felt like we couldn't work together no more. I wouldn't care what it said in the contract. Me personally, even if I had the upper hand when it came to the contractual aspect of it.
The contractual obligation? Yeah.
I would the contract would be void to me. Like, if I fire you off of this set and like, yo, man, we done, you out of here. If he wanted to go start his own podcast with whoever he chose to do it with, I would not have no problem with that because I let it be known I don't want you here.
Right. Right.
So if I don't want you here, you should have free reigns to go do what you want.
Exactly.
They didn't quit. Joe Budden fired them.
Exactly. But I don't like the way he engages with them. That shows the bully side of him. That shows that side of him. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, look, when we start doing stuff, that's why it's important to know who you getting in business with. You know what I'm saying? Who you rocking with. That's important to know, man. Friendships break up, families break up, all these things happen, you know what I'm saying? So look, I say, man, look, if you in something you build, that's why I say, look, it doesn't matter what happened. everything is, you know, it's not nothing. It's void. It's no good. Joe Budden should move on. They should move on. Just let it go. Maybe they doing a tour trying to start their own podcast. I mean, that could be possibly what they're doing.
Well, let's just say they trying to do that, but they're bound by contract.
Well, if they have
to Joe Budden, I think he should release.
Listen, if they have a no compete clause, I don't even know how that would work. You can't, if you fire somebody, I think that would be void anyway. I would think, I don't know, depending on the structure of the contract, but I don't think that contract that they had with Joe Budden was one of those contracts where it was a no compete clause. You know, I mean, look.
And even though Joe Budden was the star, it
was his show.
He was the star. He was the one that, I'm not gonna say he drew all the audience that they received, but he is responsible. His name was on the marquee.
But yeah,
he was the most charismatic and the most controversial. And
I get it, but that's his man's and them. And if you putting them on and you rocking with him, you know what I mean? Maybe they won't his man's and them. He just hired them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, like I say, man, those things right there, they kind of get tricky. So, I don't know the full story or the full situation, but if it's normally 9 times out of 10 situations like this are about money.
That's a fact.
So I can go for they having some form of financial dispute, so especially if the show was doing really well. True. So look out for your people, man. Take care of your people out there, man. That's all I can say, man. Don't bully people, man. Bullying is not cool. I don't care what grade you in. I'm not gonna call it just because we playing sports together and all this old other stuff and all that, man. Stop bullying people, man. It's not cool.
That's a fact. And with that being said, that's a good we're going to close this show out. Tell the people where they can find us at, brother.
Hey, look, man. We've been telling y'all all along. We on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram. We are everywhere you are. We are streaming. New episodes will be streaming after 12 a.m. So check us out.